Hi everyone, I'm Sangeeta Kaur, Assistant Professor of Department of Economics, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. Today, let's talk about econometrics. What is econometrics? In a literal sense, econometrics is nothing else but economic measurement. However, different economists have focused upon different aspects of econometrics. Gerhard Tindner understands it as an application of mathematical statistics to economic data, right? Whereas Samuelson, Koopman and Stone consider it to be a quantitative analysis of actual economic phenomena. Whereas H. Thiel simplified the explanation by considering econometrics to be an empirical determination of economic law. So putting it all together, we can consider econometrics to be an application of mathematical and statistical method to economic theory and economic data in order to draw a valid inference. But the obvious question arises that why do we need econometrics at all? Why not work with mathematical statistics for all purposes? But before we go ahead in answering this question, let us understand what is experimental data and how is it different from non-experimental data. Experimental data is the data which is collected in a lab under the controlled environment. All the variables except for the ones under considerations are held to be constant. Whereas your non-experimental data, it is collected in the real world scenario. Non-experimental data captures the dynamics of an economy. We do not control environment or to capture the values of the variables. Environment and other influential factors are no longer controlled for. Whatever is the actual value or observation, it is captured in the data. For example, understanding the rise in price levels. There might be a number of possible causes behind it, but in order to study price rise, we do not hold other factors constant in order to capture the impact of one cause. For analysis of any dynamic real economy, where all the variables are moving continuously and simultaneously, non-experimental data is more appropriate. So setting up any controlled experiments for economies analysis is no longer suitable and does not provide any insightful results. Returning to our question that we started off with, why do we need econometrics at all? Isn't mathematical statistics sufficient? So, mathematical statistics works with experimental data. It draws on the trends and pattern of the development of such data over the period of time. Whereas econometrics focuses on problems inherent in collecting and analyzing non-experimental economic data. At the same time, it provides an explanation and justification for any variable relationship, which is absent in your mathematical statistics. Putting it simply, mathematical statistics gives what and where of the data relationships, but econometrics moves one step ahead to provide answers to how much and why of the variable relationships. Thus, econometrics is imperative for any economic analysis. Now, let's try to understand what is the use of econometrics. First and foremost, it adapts the statistical methods to available economic problems. It involves the understanding the relationship between variables and a little tweaking of formula procedures of statistical methods to fit in the nature of observed variables. Second, it involves estimating the economic relationship. For example, rise in fuel prices are related to the market prices of essential products like fruits and vegetables. Using econometrics, I can establish the exact quantitative relationship between the two. That is, to what extent a single unit change in fuel prices lead to a change in essential product pricing. Third, it involves testing and verifying your economic theories. For example, Keynes theorized consumption as psychological law of consumption, which states that your consumption rises with the rise in your income level. So using econometrics and econometric tools and relevant empirical data, I can verify that whether this law applies to Indian population or not. Next, econometrics can be used in evaluating and implementing government or business policies. For example, One of the government's employment generating scheme is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Now, it is imperative for the government to know the impact of such a scheme. Which section of the population benefited, which states benefited, what are the loopholes of that scheme, and so on. It is required in order to streamline the future employment measures and consequent expenditures to be incurred by the government. Lastly, it is used for forecasting of macroeconomic variables as well. Forecasting is an almost regular read these days. Sometimes IMF has a forecast about India's growth. Sometimes some private entities does the forecasting for changes in the product demand. This forecasting of important macroeconomic variable like interest rates, inflation rates, and gross domestic product and other such variables involve use of econometric modeling and tools. Moving on, let us see what all steps are involved in conducting an econometric analysis or method of econometric analysis. First and foremost, one needs the statement of theory or hypothesis. So it is a general idea or proposition which is yet to be tested and can be true or false. For example, hypothesis could be fuel prices influence essential product prices in the economy. Once one has the hypothesis, the next step is to specify the economic model. In order to test the statement or hypothesis, a little bit research is required of other factors except fuel prices that influence essential product prices. In a way, complete model is formulated in order to capture all the factors influencing essential product prices and not just fuel prices. Next, we specify the econometric model. Econometric model is nothing but depiction of your economic model in terms of equations and variables. These equations and variables could be independent, dependent, stochastic, and non-stochastic. Subsequently, we obtain the data to run our econometric model. In order to test the hypothesis through an econometric model, we gather data on all the variables incorporated in the model. Once we have the data, next we move on to the estimation of parameters of econometric model. Using the data gathered in the previous step, we derive the quantitative figures capturing the extent to which your independent variable is able to impact your dependent variable. In our example, we calculate the extent to which our independent variables are impacting the essential product prices. Next comes your hypothesis testing. This is the crucial step. Here, we are going to designate our proposition, our hypothesis, to be true or false. Using appropriate statistical tools, we calculate the significance of one particular independent variable. In our example, it is fuel prices in influencing the dependent variable, that is, essential product prices. Once we know whether our hypothesis is true or false, we can forecast our future. Based on our analysis, we form expectations with respect to the future impact of fuel prices on essential product prices. Lastly, we use the model for policy purposes. That is, in our example, if fuel prices come out to be having significant influence on your essential product prices, government can accordingly change the policy to focus more on controlling fuel prices rather than other factors. In today's lecture, we discussed what is econometrics, why econometrics, what is the use of econometrics, and what are the various steps followed in conducting your econometric analysis. I hope this lecture helped in simplifying the idea of econometrics and formed a base for further deeper discussions of concepts to be taken up in future lectures. Thank you.